Okay, here we go. So nobody's gonna actually see this video besides a mentor, Prem Shakti. Maybe some of you have met her before. Anybody? You've met her, right? Okay. So she's the one that's going to be seeing this. That's it. She's Melissa's teacher, actually. So, so yes. So today, so every week is different for me. I don't have the same class every week. Sometimes I wish I could make it easier for me if it was the same, but I'm not the same person every time I come to my mat. It's different, like we discussed earlier. So every day is different. So in my meditation this morning, I had thought about something to do and something I did yesterday in a meditation class with one student. So we're going to start with mindful breathing. So with our pranayama. So prana is our vital energy, life force within the body. And pranayama is the breath control and breath retention. So we're going to work on a form of pranayama where we're going to come into the body and bring mindfulness into our pranayama practice in the beginning. So the reason why I have you up against the wall is because when I first started practicing yoga, it was tough for me to sit just like this, right? Sit spine long, shoulders down. This was a little difficult for me. So I didn't know who was coming today, and sometimes I have quite a few people that have a difficult time sitting. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the bolster up against the wall, and this will help as we're sitting, because we'll probably sit for about 10 minutes in this position. And you can use the block, and the reason why I say bring the block is because you could take the block and place it behind you, right above your lower spine, maybe your lower spine, but I have it right about that mid-spine, your mid-back, and you can sit up against that, and that kind of keeps that elongation of the spine, gives you a little support as you're sitting in this position. It's a lot on the hips and the knees. Sometimes, our feet go a little tingly and numb, but we sit through that. So, you could take one heel close towards your groin and the other heel right on the outside of the ankle, if that works for you. We're going to find what works for everybody here. So you find a place that works for you that you can sit, right? You might need to pull the bolster away from the wall a little bit. Yeah?
Yes.
And then maybe pull that away just slightly. Yeah, beautiful. And then make sure the shoulders are directly over your hips, so you're not leaning too far right. So you might want to come a little further away from the wall. How is everybody doing? Okay, anybody need any help? Kind of finding that spot? So you could place it flat, or you could turn it the other way. So you can turn it, if you want, this way. I find works better. Let's lean up. This way. So sometimes that works even better. You might want to pull away a little. Mm-hmm. So in my chair yoga class, I had used that. Because a lot of people in the chair, it's difficult for them to sit in these positions or be on the floor. So, everybody in a comfortable seat as much as possible. Beautiful. So you're going to place your hands on your knees. Either the backs of your hands are on your knees. Maybe your palms are facing down. Maybe you know a specific mudra that you like. If you would like a mudra, you can place the backs of your hands on your knees and place your ring finger and your thumb to touch and extend your index, your middle finger, and your pinky out. Okay. Draw the chin towards the chest, close the eyes, just slightly towards the chest, not down. So we want the chin parallel to the earth. So you're just tucking it back slightly, right? Imagining that wall behind you, supporting you. And we're just going to come into our natural breath. If you haven't already, if you start to change it, just come back into that natural breathing pattern, that rhythmic pattern, and just take notice here. So we're just noticing the breath. So at any point during our beginning meditation and breath, you feel completely uncomfortable and in pain, always adjust yourself. Listen to your body. So as you're noticing your natural rhythm of your breath, notice any areas of tension, maybe in the face. So soften the eyebrows, soften the lips, soften the jaw and the tongue. Soften the shoulders. So as we work through our yoga practice, whether we are sitting still or we're moving, the mind wanders. And it could, according to the sutras, the first sutra is about the mind, right? The restraint and the modifications of the mind stuff is yoga. So we practice paying attention to the breath and controlling the mind stuff. So it's restraining those mental modifications. We hear something, we smell something, we build upon that. So if the restraint of the mental modifications is achieved, then one has reached the goal of yoga. The entire science of yoga is based on this. So take a deep breath in, fill the lungs, fill the belly, fill all the way up. Hold the breath at the top for 1 beat, and then open the mouth and sigh the breath out. Beautiful. Feel the shoulders soften. Inhale, filling up, fill the lungs, fill the belly, fill all the way up, hold it at the top for 1 breath, then open the mouth and sigh it out. Feeling the body relax. 1 more time, inhale, filling up, hold the top, then open the mouth, exhale all the breath out. Notice how you feel from taking 3 deep breaths. So I'm going to guide you through the next few moments to bring yourself into this space, into your body and into your breath. So again, become aware of the natural breathing process without altering the breath in any way. Throughout the practice, try to restrain from movement, right? If we want to itch or scratch or move or open the eyes, try to fight that desire and stay within. So now focus the awareness on the breath and the nostrils. So be aware that you are breathing through the nostrils. Feel the breath entering the nostrils and flowing up through the nasal passages. The breath feels cool as it enters the body. Inhalation, and warm as it flows out of the nostrils upon the exhalation. So continuing to observe this process just as a detached witness. So you're just noticing this breath. Cooling on the inhalation and warming on the exhalation. Now feel the passage of air in the throat behind the nostrils. And be aware of the sensation created by this movement of the breath. Feel the breath at the back of the mouth. Feel the breath flowing down and up the throat passage. So feel the air passing down the throat as you inhale and up the throat as you exhale. And as you bring awareness to the breath, being mindful of the mind, as it's starting to fluctuate, come back. So next, focus the awareness on the chest. Be aware of the lungs expanding with each inhalation and contracting with each exhalation. So as you inhale, feel the oxygenated breath flowing into the lungs and becoming absorbed. As you exhale, feel the carbon dioxide being gathered up and expelled by the lungs. Be aware of the expansion and contraction of the rib cage upon each breath. As you inhale, feeling it expand, and as you exhale, feeling it contract, protecting your lungs. Don't force the movements. Just let this entire process be spontaneous as you breathe, as you are being breathed. Relax into that natural, spontaneous breath. Bring your awareness down to the diaphragm. That's that sheet of muscles separating the lungs from the abdominal organs. So become aware of the movement of the diaphragm. Feel it moving downward as you inhale and upward as you exhale. So as you inhale, feeling the diaphragm pushing down towards the abdomen, and then upward as you exhale. So take your awareness into this movement. Notice that the movement of the diaphragm is also producing a rhythmical motion in the abdominal region. Become aware of the whole breathing process from the nostrils to the abdomen. Be aware of each component in the action of breathing. Nostrils, the back of the throat, the lungs, the diaphragm, to the abdomen and back. So leave this awareness of the breathing process and bring your awareness back to the whole body. Start to become aware of your external surroundings, the room, the warmth on the skin, the air, your fellow yogis beside you. And then bring your hands to heart center, pressing your palms together. And resting your thumbs up against your sternum, bow your head to your hands. set an intention for your practice. Maybe thinking of somebody that may be in need at this time of love and energy and healing energy. Maybe send that to them. When you're ready, releasing your hands down to your lap. And flutter your eyes open. Just notice how you feel. We're going to come down off of the bolster. And you can pull the bolster aside if you're sitting on a bolster. We're going to extend the feet out in front of us and extend the legs out. We're just going to release them. Right? So just remember through your practice, there's no right or wrong. Oh, I did this wrong. I'm not doing it right. I don't understand what she's saying. It doesn't matter. Listen to your body. Really. Have some fun with it. So shake the legs out. Move them back and forth. Beautiful. Grab your strap. Place the strap around the balls of your feet, which is that space right below the toes. Flex the toes towards the nose. And we're still keeping that posture. So we're still keeping, like in the beginning when I said, your shoulders are over your hips. So you're like a perfect L shape. As you're perfect, right? There's only you're perfect. There's not one perfect. So you're grabbing the straps with both hands. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears and down. Beautiful. Draw that heart forward. Draw the navel towards the spine. Tuck the tailbone slightly. Imagine that tailbone tucking slightly. Inhale, reach that heart up. And then on the exhale, hinge at the hips. Draw the nose towards the toes. Just slightly. And the reason why I say nose towards the toes is because we want to keep that elongation of the spine. We don't want rounding in the spine right now. And we're just stretching out the legs from sitting in that practice. For about 15 minutes we sat. It's a beautiful practice. Inhale, release slightly. And then exhale, come down a little further. Maybe you need to walk your hands up the strap. And maybe not. Listen to your body. Draw those hips back towards the wall. Draw the navel in on every inhale. Every exhale. And then walk your hands back up the strap. Beautiful. Release the strap. And then just slide yourself forward because we're going to come down onto the back. Actually, you can, like, if you want, we're going to start with the right leg. So you can put the strap around the right foot. It's an easy way to come down without having to come back up. Put the strap up around your foot. So activate that left leg. That's going to be your stability, your foundation right now. Flex the toes, push the heel towards each other. And then you're just going to slowly roll back. Woo! Lift that foot right up. Ah! It's the best part of yoga when you come down to the mat and lay down. Right?
Yep.
Yes. Push that heel up towards the sky. Flex the toes down towards the nose. Activate that left leg. Again, remember to be gentle with yourself and the words and thoughts that you have towards yourself and your body. Maybe sending yourself some juicy love and words of kindness to your leg, to your foot. Grab both straps with the right hand. Place the left hand on top of your left hip. So the top of the hip. Yep, top side. Yep, that's the side, this is the top. So flexing this left foot, yes, keep this leg activated. And we're going to open up to the right. So inhale, and then on an exhale, open that leg up towards the right. And that hand is there to gauge if that left hip pops up. I want you to draw that leg back towards the midline. We want that left glute to be glued to the earth. So it's not how far you go, it's how we go. Beautiful. Maybe go a little bit further, pushing into that heel, breathing into that hip, opening up that hip. back to midline. Now we're gonna cross over. So you're gonna grab both straps with your left hand. You're gonna extend the right arm out to a T, so your arm is in line with your shoulder. Beautiful. Inhale here, and then on the exhale, draw that leg over towards your left, keeping that right shoulder blade planted to the earth. So you want to keep that right shoulder planted, maybe taking your gaze over towards those right fingers. You can relax in the left leg on this side. Feeling that stretch. Breathing into it. And then draw that leg back up towards the midline. Take the gaze back up towards the sky. And give yourself one more squeeze. Pull that leg towards your nose. Beautiful. Now, this is something I do, which is easy. You can keep that leg lifted, and then just bring that left foot up and switch it with the right, so I don't have to lift my upper body. That's, again, another little lazy little thing I like to do. Instead of releasing the strap, then I gotta like lift my body. Everybody got that? All right, and you can bring the right leg down. You just switch it. So bring that, yeah, bring the right leg down, activate that right leg. Push the heel towards the middle of the room, flex the toes towards the nose. Flex your left toes towards your nose, push that left heel towards the ceiling. Feel that hip tuck right in. And just hold it here for a couple of breaths. Again, coming back to the breathing, being mindful of your breath, being mindful of your movements, relaxing the face, the jaw, soften the tongue. Grab both straps with that left hand this time. Placing that right hand on the top of your hip, still activating that right foot. And inhale here, and then on the exhale, opening up to the left. Pushing through the heel, flexing the toes, maybe drawing the toes up closer towards that left shoulder. So when I say that, bring the toes towards the shoulder, sometimes like, wait, what? It's just in that direction, right? Maybe towards the wall. Remembering, if that right hip pops up, just bring that leg back up. Again, it's not how far we go, it's how we go. Push through the heel. And then inhale, bring that leg back up towards the center. Switch the grip, grab both straps with the right hand. Extend that left arm out to a T, palm facing down, arm is in line with the shoulder. And then on the exhale, drawing that leg over towards the right, keeping that left shoulder planted. So if that left shoulder comes up, just draw that leg back. And we don't want to come too much onto the right side of the body. It's not about going all the way over and bringing that left hip up towards the sky. It's really about just getting into that IT band. So you may be able to roll all the way on your right side, but we don't want that. Roll back if you are. Maybe taking the gaze over towards the left. And then take that gaze back up towards the sky. Bring that left leg back up towards midline. Give it one more squeeze in towards the body. Now you can release the left leg, extend it out onto the earth next to the right. Notice how your legs feel. Notice the sensation in your hips and your legs. You can place that strap alongside you. Coming into wind relieving pose when you're ready. We're going to inhale that right knee in towards the chest. Interlace the fingers over the shin. Bypassing the rib cage slightly, so you're drawing that knee out to the right just a smidge. And then on every exhale, drawing that knee towards the armpit. Rotate the ankle, point and flex the foot, squeeze the toes. Tell your feet they're amazing for all the work that they do all day long. So on every exhale, squeezing that knee in. So we're detoxifying the ascending colon here. Beautiful. We're going to come into a gentle belly twist here. So you're going to take that left hand to the outside of that right thigh, extend the right arm out and draw that knee across the body. Beautiful. Keeping that right shoulder blade planted to the earth. You bring your hand just right to the outside. There you go. Yeah, beautiful. You're flexible. If you have that gaze turned, just bring that gaze back up toward the ceiling first, then bring that knee back to midline. Squeeze the knee in towards the chest one more time. Give one little hug of love. Then extend that leg out onto the earth. And on your next inhale, drawing that left knee in towards the chest, interlace the fingers over the shin. Beautiful. We're going to bypass the rib cage, just slightly bringing that knee out towards the left just a little bit. So we don't crunch into our little gentle rib cage. Rotate the ankle, point flex the foot, squeeze the toes. We're going to come into a gentle belly twist onto this side. Stick that right hand to the outside of that left thigh. Extend that left arm out. And then draw that knee across the chest. Maybe taking the gaze over towards your left fingers. Draw the chin towards your chest slightly. So there's still that elongation in the back of the skull, down the cervical spine, all the way down to the tailbone. Drawing that left sits bone towards the midline. Towards the middle of the room, I should say. You'll feel a little energetically feel that pull. Bring that gaze back up towards the sky. And then give that knee one more squeeze in as you draw it back to the midline. Beautiful. And then extend that leg out. Notice how those legs feel. Notice how those hips feel. I was going to have you do a good morning stretch, but you bang your hands into the wall, so we're not going to do that. So we're just going to bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe wrapping your arms all the way around, grabbing elbows, maybe interlacing your fingers. Maybe you're grabbing behind the thighs. We're just drawing those knees in, giving yourself a squeeze, maybe rock from side to side. Draw that chin down. Feel, again, the elongation between the back of the skull all the way down the spine into the tailbone. Beautiful. Now place both hands on top of your knees. Draw circles with your knees, so they're going in opposite directions. So your knees are going in circles in opposite directions. We're coming into the hips. So we're coming out and in. There you go, just like that. Beautiful. There you go. So we're going out and in. So the knees are in circles so that we're coming into the hips. Beautiful. And then go in an opposite direction. Very gentle, mindful flow today, just to stay within the body and the breath. And coming back to thinking about that breath, thinking about the instruction earlier, breath entering the nose, back of the throat, into the lungs. And then bring those knees back to center, give yourself a hug. We're gonna rock and roll forward and back if that's available to you. If that's not good for your spine, just roll over onto one side and push yourself up. Otherwise, take a couple of rocks, slow, rocking forward and back. And come into a seated position. So again, now we're back in that seated position. Find what works for you. We're just gonna come into a couple of spinal twists and bends here. So we're not gonna be here too long. So depending on your flexibility. So bring your hands to your knees. Draw the shoulders up on an inhale. Squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale up, squeeze. Exhale, back and down. One more time. Inhale, squeeze them up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then back and down. Beautiful. Keeping the gaze towards each other, towards the middle of the room. Maybe a slight gaze down the tip of your nose. Draw that chin in. Now sometimes we think like the back of our head and back is, flat. However, when I take my index finger and my middle finger and just move my chin back, I realize we tend to jut our chin out a lot. We do this when we're looking down the nose. So just like take a little boop. There you go. So we're inhale here to center. Exhale, bring that right ear to the right shoulder. So I'm not mirroring you because you're facing each other. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to center, maybe closing the eyes. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center, exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale to center, exhale, drop that chin down towards the chest. Inhale to center, exhale, draw that gaze up towards the sky. Inhale, center, exhale, chin to chest. Keep that chin here on the chest. We're just gonna roll the right ear over to the right shoulder. It's like a little smiley face half circle. Then inhale, rolling back to center. Exhale, roll the left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, rolling to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the right, then all the way around. Roll the back of your head across your shoulder blades. And then come back around, giving that a full circle. Noticing your breath. Are you holding the breath? You're trying to get this perfect. Are you holding onto your neck because you're afraid your head's gonna fall off? But that wouldn't be a bad thing, right? Let the fluctuations of my mind, let it roll away. And then roll in the opposite direction. And feeling it, listening to the little cricks and creaks and snap, crackle, pop stuff going on in the neck, that's all okay. Beautiful, then come back to center. Open the eyes, notice how you feel. Beautiful, then inhale those arms up, reach them up, look up towards the sky, exhale, palms facing down. Again, breath with movement. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, turn the palms down, bring the arms down alongside the body. On the exhale, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring that right hand down to the earth. Keep that left hand extended. Reach those fingertips up on an inhale. Exhale, leaning over to the right. Reaching over, draw that left sits bone down to the earth. Look up towards that left palm if that's available to you. If that's okay for your neck. If not, look forward. Inhale, and exhale, reach. We're gonna do some cat-cow spine here. So you're gonna inhale, draw that shoulder back slightly. And then exhale, round the spine. We're still leaning as if you're grabbing that big yoga ball. Inhale, reach up. Reach that arm back, shoulder back. Exhale, round. Inhale, one more time. Reach up, try to reach that arm back. Extend the arm as you're offering your hand to somebody behind you. And then exhale, round one more time. And then push yourself back up, bring both arms up. Look up, we got the other side. Bring those left fingertips down, reach the right fingertips up. Exhale, reaching over towards your left. Drawing that right sits bone down to the earth. Beautiful. Bring that right shoulder back slightly so we're not rounding. So right here, we're just opening up into the side body. Those intercostal muscles in the rib cage. Maybe looking up towards the palm. Inhale, exhale, reach. Cat-cow on this side. So inhale, draw that shoulder back slightly. And then exhale, round, hugging that ball. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Nice breath, ladies. Inhale up. Exhale, round. This time we're gonna reach. So inhale, reach up, and then reach that arm behind you. Go, oh, here I am. Grab my hand. Opening in the shoulder. And then come back around, one more rounding. And then reach those arms up. And then exhale, bring those hands in front of you, walk those hands out, bow your head. Bowing your heart and your head, relaxing. Allowing the spine to round. It's all good. Take a deep breath here. Exhale. And then walk those hands back towards the body. Feels so good. It's like I'm a junkie of yoga. Really, I mean, it's like, well, think about it. Like this is all I have to do to like feel fantastic, mind, body, spirit. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna do one twist, and we'll get into our tabletop. So inhale, reach up, and then exhale. You're gonna turn towards your right. Take your left hand to your right knee. take your right hand behind you onto your fingertips. You're gonna tent those fingertips. You're gonna snug that arm right behind you, right? If that doesn't work, you can take the palm and place it on your lower spine sacral area. So you're gonna inhale, lengthen the spine, keep the chin parallel to the earth. On the exhale, you're gonna twist to the right. So imagine there's a silk thread at the top of the crown of your head. And on every inhale, that thread is being tugged slightly. And your spine is being elongated. On every exhale, we're twisting over towards the right. One more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then inhale, come back to center. Reach those arms up. And then exhale, bring that right hand to the left knee. Tent those left fingertips. Snug that arm up against the spine here to inhale to lengthen. Again, imagine that silk thread in the crown of your head. And on every inhale, it's just a slight tug. And then on the exhale, twisting towards your left. 2 more times. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then inhale, turning back towards the center. Reach those arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, bring those hands behind you and interlace your fingers and draw the knuckles down towards the earth. Squeeze the shoulders together, look up towards the sky, offer the heart, and then exhale, slowly hinge forward and bring those knuckles up towards the earth. So it's not about your head getting to the floor or anything like that. We're just opening up in the shoulders, opening up in the heart, bowing to your heart of hearts. Another breath here. And then inhale, coming up. And then release the arms, shake the shoulders out. Oh boy, sorry about this. Somebody didn't charge the thing. This happened to me on Wednesday too. Okay. Inhale those arms up. This little distraction just helps me stay mindful, right? Exhale, bring those hands forward, fold forward, and then I just want you to slide forward and coming into your tabletop. So slide onto those hands, put the weight into your hands and uncross the legs, coming into that tabletop position. So your knees are directly under your hips, they're hips distance apart. So your hands are underneath your elbows. Spread those fingers wide. So the emphasis is on the index and the thumb, pushing into the finger pads. Beautiful, beautiful. Tops of the feet flat to the earth. It's coming into traditional cat-cow here. So we're going to inhale, dip the belly. Look up towards the sky. Push into the earth with those hands, looking up. On the exhale, round your spine. Bring that chin to your chest. Push into the earth, rounding the upper spine. And then inhale, dip the belly, arch the spine, looking up. And then exhale, round. Inhale, dip and arch. Exhale, chin to chest, round that spine. Take the next 3 to 5 breaths on your own. Feel your body, close your eyes, move that body around, maybe do a little C curve, maybe circle the hips. Maybe shift those hips back towards the heels. Move around, listen to that body. And pay attention to the mind too. So sometimes we get into this like free movement. We judge ourselves. I don't know what to do, what should I do, what's everybody else doing? Feeling the breath in the body and the movement. And then coming back to center, back to stillness. So we're going to tuck the toes here. come into my favorite, which is not everybody else's favorite. We're gonna walk the hands back, right, Rosalind? So you're gonna walk back towards your heels, and you're gonna sit on your heels, so your toes are tucked. We're gonna stretch those feet. And take the pinky toe that always gets left out. Look down at your pinky toe, pull it out to the side, maybe even a little fourth toe too. Always gets tucked under. Sit back here, inhale those arms up. Exhale, bring those hands behind you like you're lying on the grass or on the beach, and release those fingers behind the head. And offer the heart, bring the elbows back. And then inhaling, coming back towards center, release the arms, and then walk those hands out. See, we just kind of release in the wrists, and then untuck the toes, but don't pound them out yet. Just notice how that feels in your feet. Then pound them out. Beautiful. All right. Excellent. Coming into spinal balance. So, you want to be mindful that we're coming back to that foundation here. So being mindful of your hands, mindful of those finger pads, pushing in so much that your nail beds are turning white. You're pushing, I'm just doing that, you don't have to do it. Push into the index finger and the thumb, and then the knees are under the hips. Look back between the knees. Can you see your feet? Hide them behind the knees. Ooh, there they go. They look like you just have thighs now. Beautiful. Look down between your hands. Coming into that spinal balance, you're just going to extend the right leg towards the wall. Flex the toes down towards the earth. Push the heel towards the wall, like you're stamping your foot into the wall, but you're not. So drop the right hip down if it's open. So be mindful, look back. Look back at that right foot. Are the toes turning out towards the right? Then draw them down towards the earth. Draw the navel in. Push into the earth as a slight rounding in the upper spine. Put the weight into the right palm, the right fingertips, and the left knee. If it's available to you, extend the left hand towards the middle of the room, towards me. Palm facing in towards the midline. Activate those left fingers, draw them towards each other. You guys are reaching for each other's hands. Draw that navel in. Hold it here, breathe. Build the heat, you got this. This too shall pass, right? It's only a moment. And then bring that left hand down, keep that right leg extended, and then cross it over towards the left, and then tuck the right toes to the outside of that left calf. Okay, so now we're just going to look over that left shoulder towards that right heel. You're going to feel a stretch in that right hip, the right side body. Beautiful. Excellent. And then inhale, bring that leg back up, extend it. We're going to do something fun, not sometimes. We're going to open up to the right. You're going to open up that leg to the right. Flex that foot, toes towards your nose. Beautiful. Beautiful. Lift it up higher towards the ceiling. Ah, there you go. Woo! Then bring it back towards the back of the room, or towards the wall, excuse me. And then bring that right knee down. Then circle out the hips. Circle in the other direction. Beautiful. So if you're feeling it in your wrists, you can always come down to your forearms. So if you have bad wrists, or that's the first thing that goes in yoga, and I have to tell you that, is everybody complains about their wrists. Because we're not putting a lot of the weight into the fingers and into those places. We're so used to pushing into that area, that heel of the palm. So you can come down to your forearms. Just coming onto the opposite side, extend that left leg towards the wall, flex the toes down towards the earth, push through the heel, stamp that sole of the foot onto the wall. Breathe here. Look back at the foot, are the toes pointing down? Is the leg in line with the hips? So that the heel, the knee, and the hip all in one long line. Beautiful. Closing that hip, drop that left hip a little bit, count your hip. There you go. Draw the navel in. There you go. You got it. Look back down between your palms. Extend that right hand towards the middle of the room, putting all the weight into those left finger pads. Draw the navel in. Beautiful. Breathe. Trust the breath. See, we push you to your edge in yoga. Right? We don't push push ourselves to our edge out in real life. And then bring that right hand down. And then we're going to cross that left leg over towards the right. Tuck the left toes. Look back towards that heel. Feel the stretch that left side body. Looking back towards that left heel. And then take the gaze back towards the floor in between the palms. Lift that left leg back up. Now we're coming over to the left. So now we're going to open up to the left, and you're going to, the toes are going to be pointing towards the middle of the room. Flex the toes. Beautiful. Lift the hip up slightly. And then come back to the midline. Beautiful. Coming into child's pose. Bring those knees wide. Big toes to touch. Sink those hips back towards the heels. So it's not about getting those hips on the heels, just back towards the heels. Walk those fingers towards the top of your mat. Bring the forehead down to the mat. If there's a lot of space between the forehead and the mat, and your neck is crunching, place a block underneath your forehead. Drop that forehead. Come up onto the finger pads, so you're going to tent those fingers, just so we can feel the shoulders. We're going to draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and then draw them back. Then place the palms onto the earth. So you're slightly pushing into those finger pads, which is helping your hips shift back towards your heels. This is your resting pose in yoga. This and Savasana are your resting poses. So anytime during your practice you feel out of breath or feel a little stress or anxiety or just need to take a moment to yourself, come into this devotional pose or Savasana. So we're going to slither forward. So look up between your palms. All right, we're going to slide into Sphinx pose. So we're going to slide those hands forward, slide those feet back, come onto the forearms. So your forearms are on the floor, spreading those fingers wide. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Push into the elbows, and you're going to feel, actually drop your heart down towards the floor. So you feel that? We don't want that. Push into the elbows, and there's that slight rounding in the upper spine, just like we did in tabletop, right? Bring your elbows in, Linda. Beautiful. And you want them underneath the shoulders, so now walk them forward. Your elbows, there you go. So it's almost like a little L. So we're going to actually, all of us, move the elbows a little further away from towards the front of the mat. See? And then open the feet wider than hips distance. Energetically drawing those fingers back. So you're going to feel like a pull in your palm and look down between the palms. This is good for anybody that has lower back issues. This is really good on the lower back. Doesn't feel like we're doing anything, but we're doing quite a bit, actually. Beautiful. And then we're going to come all the way down, set up for baby cobra. And then we're going to slide that heart down and slide the hands underneath the shoulders, slide those toes together. Bring the forehead down to the earth. So your fingers are underneath your shoulders. Squeeze the elbows in. And remember when we brought those shoulders up on the inhale and then back and down on the exhale? Do that again. Up towards the ears and then back and down. Squeeze the elbows in. Tops of the feet pushing into the earth so much the knees come off the earth. We're going to inhale, lift the head, neck, chest, and look up towards the middle of the room. Not a lot of weight into the palms. And then exhale, slowly coming back down. So we push into the tops of the feet, it helps with the lower back. We're using our core, our abdomen, and our lower back muscles. Inhale, lift the head, neck, and chest. Squeeze the elbows in. This time, lift the palms up off the earth. Tops of the feet are pushing into the earth, squeezing the elbows, using the core and the lower back. Breathe. Did you stop breathing? Probably. Then come all the way back down. The only reason why I ask is because I do that. So bring your hands behind you this time, if this is available to you. So you can stay right here with Shalabhasana, or excuse me, with Baby Cobra, Bhujangasana. And you can keep the hands on the earth, you can lift the hands, or if you'd like, you can bring your hands, you want to advance, and interlace the fingers behind your back, squeeze the elbows together. And you're going to inhale, lift the head, neck, and chest, use the core. Squeeze together, draw the knuckles towards the wall, maybe lift the toes, bring the toes together. Use the core and the lower back. activate that core. Lift a little higher. And then exhale, come all the way down. Place the left ear onto the floor. Bend the knees. And then windshield wiper the feet back and forth. Slowly, slowly, not too much. We don't want to throw them from one side to the other because we're just trying to be gentle with our back and our body. Right? How many of us have walked around like, oh, where did I get that bruise, right? We just throw our bodies into the wall or into the corner of the cabinet and then we yell at the door. Are you there? So bring those legs down. So we're coming up into down dog. So if you have plank in your practice and you want to push up to a plank into down dog, I invite you to do so. If not, we're going to place those hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, come back up to tabletop, and then tuck the toes. And what we're going to do here is I want you to just lift the knees 2 inches up off the earth. And then draw those hips back, draw them back, pushing into those finger pads, and then lift them up towards the sky, keeping the bend into the knees. And then when you can't lift your hips anymore, drop the heels down towards the earth. So you're coming into that inverted V. Drawing those heels to the earth, feet are hips distance apart. Beautiful. Or wider. It's up to you and how your lower back feels. Pedal the feet out. Draw the navel in. Draw the lower ribs in. Beautiful. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Flutter the lips, relax the muscles in the face. Walk your feet forward a little bit like that. So imagine there's like a string right at your tailbone and somebody's drawing that string up towards the sky from your tailbone. Beautiful, Rosa, looking great. Draw those heels down, they don't have to touch. Beautiful. Inhale, lift those heels, bend the knees, and look towards the front of your mat. And slowly tiptoe. Draw the navel in. So you draw the navel in, just slowly tiptoe. So you're using that core and those bandhas, which we didn't discuss, and we can discuss it another time. Walking those hands or feet in between the palms. And then heel toe the feet, hips distance apart if they're not already, or wider. We're sinking our hips into ragdoll. So sink your hips, bend the knees, grab opposite elbows, allow the head to be cradled by the arms. And then just shift the hips back and forth, and again, shaking the head yes, shaking the head no. Maybe interlacing your fingers behind your back and drawing the knuckles towards the front of the row. Maybe you interlace behind the skull. Have a little pull on the head to stretch into that cervical spine, that gentle little spine in your neck. Come back to your intention, come back to your thoughts and your breath. Think about all that you've done in your practice already in your head. Were you in the room? Were you out of the room? And then release those fingers down towards the earth. Heel toe those feet back together. Bring the big toes to touch and your heels are slightly apart, slight bend into the knees. We're gonna come into a half lift here. So you're gonna inhale, lift up halfway, touch the earth, or touch your shins actually. Bring your fingers into your shins, everybody. And draw the crown of your head towards the midline, towards the middle of the room. Draw the navel in. You're pushing in with those fingers. Draw the shoulders back. Then exhale, draw the navel in, fold the crown of the head down towards the earth. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhaling, fold down towards the earth. And then we're slowly coming up. So we're going to slowly allow the arms to dangle. So you're just going to inhale slowly around the spine. Allow those arms to hang. Slowly coming up one vertebra by one vertebra. Beautiful. And inhale those arms up towards the sky. Reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes again, coming into that intention. And then flutter the eyes open. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, hands behind you. Interlace those fingers. Bring those palms to touch. Squeeze the shoulders together. Inhale again, that heart up. Shoulder blades together. So we're going to be folding forward, so we're going to hinge the hips, slight bend to the knees, slowly fold forward. Beautiful. Bring those knuckles up towards the sky. And then exhale, bring those fingertips down to the earth. So you're going to inhale to a flat spine again, touching the shins or the earth. Then on an exhale, step that right foot back, coming into a runner's lunge. So that left knee is directly over the left ankle, toes pointing towards the middle of the room. Drop that back knee, untuck the toes. Shift that right hip down towards the earth. Tuck that left hip back. So we always talk about the knee over the ankle. So my teacher had told me, you've got back knee down. It's okay to lean forward, right? We're not putting a lot of weight into it. If that back knee is lifted, always want that knee over the ankle. So we have that back support. You can lean forward, bring all the weight into the top of that left thigh. Draw that right hip flexor down towards the earth. Take that left hand to the outside of the left knee. I love this floor. I slide all over it. So just push that knee in towards the midline. Notice how that feels. So sometimes we're in this pose, our knee tends to come out, right? So just like noticing that. What does that feel like? Notice that sensation there. Keeping that right hand on the inside of that left foot. We're going to twist towards the left, draw the navel in, still pushing into that knee. And then reach those left fingertips up towards the sky, keeping that knee drawing towards the midline. Beautiful, maybe looking up towards those left fingers. And then reach those fingertips towards the wall. So bring that arm down, reach those fingertips towards the wall. Now looking back. Beautiful, then reach those fingertips back up towards the sky. And then bring them down to frame that front foot. Coming into Ardha Hanuman here. Half splits. So you're going to inhale here, and then on the exhale, you're going to shift the hips back, flip the toes up towards the nose. You might need to slide that front foot forward. You want to keep this right knee directly under your hip. So it's one long line. We're not shifting the hips back like this. We're coming into the stretch, into this left calf and hamstring here. So either blocks on either side of your leg there. You might need another block on the other side. You're going to inhale, heart forward, then exhale, draw that heart down towards the earth. You're welcome. Beautiful. 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 Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, draw it down a little deeper. Beautiful. Squaring off those hips and draw this hip back slightly. Just your hip. This one, not this one. There you go. Now you're square. Beautiful. And then inhale, slide that front foot back towards the body. Come onto the sole of the foot. Coming back into that low lunge here. We're going to tuck the back toes. Coming into a runner's lunge here. Place the hands down. If there were blocks, place them onto the earth. And then we're just going to sweep that left leg up and back. Reach it up and back into a three-legged dog. Toes pointing down towards the earth. Open and stack that hip. Bend the knee. Draw circles with the knee. Coming into the hip here. Releasing that hip. Beautiful. So open and stack means you open up this hip. So open up. There you go. Open up. Bend. You don't have to go that far, but that's good. There you go. Beautiful. And then extend that leg out. And then place it down onto the mat. Nice and great. Beautiful. So inhale, stick that right leg up and back. Oh, excuse me. Bring that down. Left. Coming onto the left side. So bring that foot back down. And then extend that left. Right? No. You were right. I was right the first time.
Yes.
Look at that. That's okay. I'm wrong quite a bit. It's actually a joyful experience. Extend that right leg and then bend the knee, draw the knee in towards the chin.
And then place that foot in between the feet, or in between the hands. I love dragging myself up. And then drop that back knee, untuck the toes on this side. So you may need the blocks on either side of your foot here. Drawing that left hip flexor down towards the earth. Maybe bringing that knee back a little bit, Raquel, your left knee. So you're kind of at an angle like this, like a 45 degree in your back leg there. Beautiful. There you go. Inhale, heart forward, and then exhale, sinking down. Feel it in that left hip flexor. And then take that right hand to the outside of that right knee. Maybe that block is there. Inside that left foot. You're just pushing that knee and notice the sensation and how that feels. Now draw the navel in on your inhale. And on the exhale, twisting over to the right. So twisting from the core, pushing that knee in. That right hip back, left hip forward. Reach those right fingertips up towards the sky. Still putting all the weight into that left hand, but in the finger pads. Being mindful of that grip on the floor. Maybe looking up towards the fingers. Maybe not. Maybe looking towards the front. With that grip. And then reach those fingertips towards the wall behind you if that's available to you. And look back towards those fingertips. Thumb pointing up towards the sky. Fingers pointing towards the wall. And then inhale, reach those fingertips back up. And then exhale, bring that right hand down to frame that front foot. Inhale here, coming into Ardha Hanuman, half splits here. Exhale, shift those hips back. Maybe slide that front foot forward to keep that left hip over the knee. Just look back at your hip and your knee. Okay, that's in line. Draw that right hip in line with the left. Maybe walk your hands back, either side of that calf, flexing those right toes. Inhale, draw that heart forward, and then on the exhale, drop that heart down towards the earth. Inhale, draw it forward. So we give it a little bit of a break. It's an intense stretch, and then exhale, heart down towards the earth. And then inhale, draw that heart forward. Slide that right foot back. Come onto the sole of that right foot. Place those hands out, opposite side of that right foot. Tuck those back toes. Lift that back knee. Sweep that right leg up and back. Open and stack. So you're opening up towards the right. Stacking the right hip on top of the left. Then bend the knee. Draw the heel towards the glute. And then just draw circles with your knee. Just draw circles. Getting into that hip. Releasing that hip. And then extend that right leg out, closing off that right hip in line with the left, toes pointing down towards the earth, and then release that foot down to the earth. So inhale, lift those heels, bend the knees, look towards the top of your mat, and we're going to slowly walk the feet to the outsides of your hands, coming up and setting up for Malasana. So you're just walking, walking, walking. Feet on the opposite sides of your hands there, beautiful, outsides of your hands, and sinking the hips down. You may need a block here. Sink the hips down towards the earth. Take the elbows to the insides of your thighs and draw the tailbone down towards the earth. So your toes are pointing out at a 45-degree angle, wide. Make your feet really wide. So really, really, really wide. Yeah, there you go. Then sink the hips down. And bring the elbows inside your thighs. So can you bring your hips down a little further or no? No?
Not too much.
Okay. Can you sit on this block? Maybe? Beautiful. Beautiful. Wherever you are, drawing that heart towards your thumbs. Beautiful. There you go. I know, see? I know. Beautiful. Look at the little yogi. You all look so great. Beautiful. That's my heart. Okay, so bring those hands back down. I'm not going to stay here too long because this is tough. You're going to lift those hips up. Turn the toes towards the middle of the room. Now your toes are in line with your knees always. remember that. Okay? And just hang here for a moment. Grab opposite elbows again, just like we did with ragdoll. If you want to bring those feet wider, coming into more of a wide-legged forward fold, feel free to do that. Listen to your body, explore your body, allow your body to tell you what it needs. And then push into the earth, come into a flat spine, heel toe those feet back together. Bend the knees. We're just coming down onto the mat. So just come down to the knees, sweep the feet out, come back down to where we started, extending those legs out, pulling away any extra baggage that you may have. I don't even like that word.
I know.
I say these, everybody else has been saying it for years. Move you cute little bum out of the way. You shouldn't say that either, I don't know. You tush tuck? Is that what you said? Tush tug. Did you learn that from what's her name, Sarah? Oh, okay. Flex the toes towards the nose. We're going to come back into that seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana, just to kind of see, like, where are you now? Maybe you don't need the strap. Let's see. So we just stretched the hamstrings quite a bit. So reach those fingertips up, and then you're going to exhale. You're going to take your index finger and your middle finger and wrap it around your big toe. If you cannot reach it, grab your strap. Yeah, it's okay. Grabbing the big toes, flexing the toes towards the nose. Now take the outer blades of your feet and turn them in towards the body, towards the front of towards your face actually. Because what happens is they sickle in. See, like yours is sickled in? Turn them out. There you go. Yes, not too far. But you just want to like you're stamping up against a wall. So inhale that heart forward, and then exhale, draw the nose towards your toes. Extend through the spine. Maybe grab the outer blades of your feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come all the way down. And now draw that head down towards your legs, folding into yourself. Then inhale, lifting up. Coming back up slowly, slowly, slowly. I'm gonna bring those hands out in front of you. Palms together, feel the energy between your palms. Right. And we're going to come all the way down to the mat. So just draw those shoulders up and back though, because we're always pulling them forward, right? Always reminding ourselves, heart forward, navel in, shoulders back. And then we're going to slowly come down, use the core. So we're going to come down on a count of 5. So we're coming back, 5, and don't forget to breathe. 5, keep the heels glued to the earth. 4, flexing the toes, use the core. 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Bring those arms down alongside you. Slide the soles of the feet onto the earth, hips distance apart, heels drawing towards the glutes. Coming into just one bridge pose here. We don't have time for much more than that because, again, I'm not good with time. I'm working on that. So I apologize. So arms down alongside the body, palms facing the earth, pushing into the earth. So pushing into the 4 corners of the feet, which is a space underneath your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heels. And your shoulders pushing into the earth. Inhale, lift those hips high, pushing into the heels, into the shoulders. Interlace the fingers underneath the back, tuck the shoulders underneath one another. We've done this standing, sitting, right? We've done this in forward folds. So it's the same thing, we're just doing it in bridge pose. Reach those hips up. And then untuck the shoulders, bring the arms down, and slowly come down vertebra by vertebra, tucking the tailbone, drawing the lower spine towards the earth. Now I want you to lift your hips like an inch off the ground. So your hips are like a little hammock, right? And I just want you to sway your hips from side to side. Just sway the hips side to side, like a little avocado in that hammock. And then slowly coming down. Extend your legs out onto the earth, arms alongside the body. Coming into our
to turn around and put your legs up the wall. Maybe you want to come into a happy baby. If not, we're coming into our final rest when you're ready. Taking up as much space as you need. Maybe placing the bolster underneath your knees. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in, filling up the body, remembering the beginning of our practice, filling up the lungs, the abdomen, then open your mouth, exhale all the breath out. Do that again, inhale, filling up, and then exhale all breath out. Come into complete stillness, resisting any urge to move. It's the most important part of our practice is this rest. Allowing the body to restore and to soak up all the benefits of this practice, this healing, self-healing practice. And I'm going to come around with a lavender-scented cool cloth. I'm going to place it on your forehead. If you'd rather me place it in your hand, just put one hand on your belly and I will honor that. fingers and the toes. Bring your hands to heart center, pressing the palms together. Resting the thumbs up against the sternum. And bringing yourself back again to that intention, or maybe you would like to set a new one for the day after your practice. It's up to you. This is your practice. The light, the teacher, and the soul and energy that resides in me is the same light, teacher, and soul and energy that resides in each and every one of you ladies. I am honored and grateful to guide you through this beautiful practice that I do not take lightly. Self-healing practice of yoga. I invite you to take this practice with you as you leave this room today and share it with a smile, a kind word, a kind thought. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Namaste. And I apologize for going over. I'm really working on that. Take your time getting up and coming up from Shavasana. Please roll over onto one side, coming into a fetal position, slowly pushing yourself up. Try not to jolt yourself up.
Wonderful practice.
That was great.
Exactly what I needed.
Thank
It was beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful.
You guys did good. Thank you. Like I said, it's kind of in the morning in a meditation where I feel like, you know, the breath, the pranayama I did with you in the beginning.
That was great. I
Yeah,
like that.
I really like that
Me
too.
too.
I've never done that
It's so
before.
serene, isn't it?
Well, it makes you very consciousness of what's going on here, you know?
Yogis know their bodies from the inside out, or they're ill, right?
Yeah.
They build that relationship with their diaphragm, their liver, and their kidneys, and their pancreas. Like, where's the camera? Namaste.